During an interview on CNN this past week, Miami Beach Mayor Dan Gelber had some fairly harsh words for Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Gelber said that Ron DeSantis is using children here in the state of Florida as his political pawns in order to pander to his voters. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because that is literally, almost word for word, what we have been saying here at Ring of Fire for weeks. Ron DeSantis is using our kids as his political pawns in his fight against the tyranny of masks, which he now claims are anti-science. They're anti-science, he says. Which I don't know what science he's reading, but I'm assuming it's not actual science. Because masks do slow the spread, as long as everybody's wearing them. If masks did nothing, the next time you go in for an operation, the doctors would have their mouths just hanging out, no masks, no coverings, maybe even no gloves, because hey, doesn't matter, right? No, this is an idiotic talking point from an obvious idiot, Ron DeSantis. And Gelber, again, he is correct. DeSantis is using our children as his political props. Going out there telling us, oh, masks are anti-science. Oh, you have your freedom to choose. You choose whether or not your kid wears a mask. Fantastic. Fantastic, right? Because if the person whose kid has COVID says my kid doesn't have to wear a mask, everybody else is fucked, right? Right. And the problem is you may not know. Your kid may be an asymptomatic carrier. But your kid may come in contact with somebody who has a compromised immune system. And even if they're wearing a mask, that may not stop the virus from entering their lungs. Same thing with a teacher. Same thing with a, principal. Teachers come in all shapes and sizes and ages and colors, folks. Some are more at risk than others. And I happen to know, especially down here in the state of Florida, not all of them are vaccinated. In fact, in many school districts, you're lucky if you even have half of them vaccinated. So you could have an elderly teacher, you could have a teacher with diabetes, you could have a teacher with severe asthma. All of these people would be at high risk, but because you wanted your freedom, thanks to Ron DeSantis, to send your little COVID kid to school, you may have just killed that kid's teacher. You don't know that. You can't guarantee that. But the way you can help prevent that is to take the little piece of cloth and put it over your mouth. It's not that hard. Stop being a baby about it, because we know the kids aren't. As somebody with children in elementary school here in the state of Florida, I know for a fact my kids don't even care about wearing masks. Hell, sometimes they even wear them after I've told them, you don't need to do that anymore. We're in the car, we're at home. They're like, no, I like it. They like to go to the store and look at the new mask colors and mask patterns and get cool ones that help express their personality. They like it. And not one of them that I know of from any news report across the country got sick or otherwise injured from having to wear a mask. And I know the argument of people, well, but they're wearing the mask every day and it gets built up germs. Sure it would. Just like if you wore the same shirt every single day, probably build up a lot of germs, right? That's why we don't do that. You toss it in the washing machine. There's no good argument in favor of these bans on mask mandates like what Ron DeSantis has here. He's doing it for partisan political reasons to pander to a minority of Florida voters because, as we talked about in a segment earlier, this country, or this state, majority of them hate what he's doing. Even Republicans do not like his policies here. So who the hell is he pandering to? He's pandering to the idiots. And he's offering up our children as the sacrifice. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.